Welcome, guys. We are back with our special podcast on Euro 2024, and this will be the part two. If you have not watched part one, please see the link below, which we will be mentioning in our comment section. And yeah, let's start with part two with the remaining three teams. Anosh, you ready?
Yes, yes. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hey. Okay, so moving on, we have already discussed Group A, Group B, Group C so far, and today we will be discussing Group D, E, and F. So, without wasting much time, we'll start with Group D. These are the fixtures for Group D teams. So, these four teams are, and you can say that this is a group of death as well, because you have some strong teams here. Uh, Poland, Netherlands, Austria, France, and these like I cannot convincingly say this that which of the two teams will be qualifying from here to the next round. So yeah, so let's start. The very first team, the the champion, the world champions, the finalist of last World Cup, and the number two, FIFA number two. It's the correct ranking for once, from FIFA. So uh, I'd like Anosh to start with the France team.
So, this is the declared squad. So, now because we are very close to the tournament and all the squads have been finalized, and this is the final squad declared by Didier Deschamps. And you can see there is a slight change in terms of like passing of the what we can say the torch in terms of some of the old people who were very regular in this France team from 2016 Euros when they reached the final to the last World Cup final. So that team has slightly shifted towards the newer generation, and the biggest change in that is in terms of the defenders. So there is no Rafael Varane this time, and yet when you look at the list of defenders, you don't see that there is a big star defender missing from that list. That is the strength and depth of the French team, which has been selected. Saliba and Konate, I have heard that they will be fighting for one spot because Upamecano is one of Duchamp's favorite. So he will be is almost quite nailed on to start. So it will be very interesting to see Liverpool and Arsenal fans fighting online, and like who is better between Saliba and Konate. So that will be a very funny thing to watch out for whenever France's teams come out. And apart from that, the left back position is fairly secured. Theo Hernandez and Ferland Mendy, both of them are very good options. I
Correct.
cannot for sure say like who will start, or I mean I think Theo Hernandez is preferred, but Ferland Mendy is a very good option to have. Right back, Jules Koundé is reportedly going to be the starting right back. So fairly
Mhm.
solid defensive team. You can carry on with the midfield.
What about the goalkeeper option?
Okay, Maigan, I think will be there. No Hugo Lloris also. So like now two players
Correct.
now we have listed, right? Lloris
Correct.
and
Correct.
Varane. So both of them are not there. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. But if you look at the midfield, the very young N'Golo Kante is there. Uh, he has been selected. This must be a provisional squad, but yeah, I mean, I would
No,
pick
he
like
has been selected.
Kamavinga. Okay, 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 okay. Then definitely like which formation they play with, I am not sure, but Kamavinga, Chaumani, and I believe Rabiot will be preferred in the mid three if they play with mid three. And I am not sure like who will be the replacement who's coming from bench to replace these guys. But Fofana and Rabiot is again very good options to come from the bench. and they have superb forward line. Like a dream forwards. They have the setup like the big names: Giroud, Griezmann, Mbappe, Dembele, Kolomuani, Thuram, Barcola, Coman. Like who, as a coach, who will you sit out, right? Who will you pick them,
True, true.
and who are you going to sit them out on the bench? Like this is going to be headache. But again, these teams always had this headache, and I will say this, like in the last Euro they lost to Italy, right? And in
They
last
lost
World Cup
to
they,
Switzerland, I think. They lost to Switzerland on penalties in last Euros.
no, in
Right?
final.
England versus Italy was the final, right? In 2021.
Okay, so they lost to
Switzerland in, I think, quarterfinals or I mean in one of the knockout rounds. Mbappe missed the
okay.
penalty in that.
Okay, my bad then. But the point I was trying to say is they did not win the Euros,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Right when the golden generation came together for them, and they lost this World Cup as well. So they will be in a mood to win this Euro by doing anything and everything that is required. So yeah, let's see. Like their results, the team forms is somewhat in between, like somewhat balanced. I watched, in fact, this game, Germany 2-0, right? So
Okay.
Germany quite easily, not easily, but yeah, they quite dominated them in the midfield option. With the
Okay.
midfield France possess, I was very shocked when I saw that domination, right? So I mean, yeah, on their day they can be scoring three or four for fun, right? But
True.
that's the beauty of these international tournaments. You will not see teams going full attacking mode and look for three or four goals. Instead, they will be happily sit back and say, we are good with 1-0 victories. So my top three contender for this Euro will be, one of them will be France. Definitely, they have the squad, they have the experience also. The manager is experienced enough and won the World Cup with them. So yeah, I mean that is it from my side. What about you,
This is a
Anosh?
this is
What
a
are your
very
predictions?
yes, yes. I also completely agree. I mean, this is a very complete team in all departments, and one thing which I am looking forward to is some of the young players which are listed here. Warren Zaire Emery, so he plays for PSG, is very
Yeah,
highly rated, and
correct.
because we don't watch PSG as much as other teams, like including in Champions League also. So
Yeah.
I think one or two games he was injured when they were playing these knockout games, and even Barcola. So I think Barcola played, but I'm looking forward to these two young players. And apart from
Hmm.
that, it is a very settled team and probably the favorites for the tournament.
Agree. So what are your predictions? Like where will they finish?
So I think in this particular group, Austria is in their group, right? Just a second. Yes. So I have heard very good things about Austria also, but the problem is that their first match is versus France, and I really don't see France not winning that game, and especially because David Alaba is not fit and he's not with the Austria squad, so he will be a big miss for them. We will come on to Austria later on also. And once they win that first game, the second game versus Netherlands, I think even if they draw that game, the 4 points should be enough for them to secure the qualification spot. I have not really checked out the brackets for like which team will face which team later on, but I think rather than France thinking where is their benefit of this team, that they would be hoping that they do not face them in the knockout rounds. Like they are such a strong team, so they have that fear factor, and probably the best player in the tournament in terms of the current generations, Kylian Mbappe. He is there. I mean, no disrespect to Ronaldo as such, but in this current scenario, Mbappe is probably the best player, and this will be a big tournament for him because he has completed his move to Real Madrid, and they
Yeah,
have already won the Champions League. So I'm looking forward to that in the next season as well. That how does he fits in with the Real Madrid squad?
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It will be a huge task, to fit into an already winner team, right? Which did not need you to come and win games for you, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, like let's see how he fits in, and he will be definitely one of the player to watch out for.
And one more thing about that move also, which I was just thinking, as long as Ancelotti is there, I am not very worried. I mean, I'm not worried in the sense that Mbappe will be a success or not, because this season they played without a striker, without Benzema, and Ancelotti was able to adjust his team. So I'm very sure he will also be able to adjust Mbappe within that system, or he will tweak some things. But what will be interesting is after Ancelotti leaves, how all these stars and who like to play in the similar positions will be managed. But I think that is a discussion for another video. So we can move on to the next team now.
Sure, sure. Let's move on. Uh, we have Netherlands. Oh God. Okay. So
I'll just bring the
this,
ranking for them. It's not visible on
sure,
screen. I'll just
sure, sure.
look
No,
at it.
no worries. No worries. So I was about to say that this team is a powerhouse European football team, right? And I somehow feel that they have already or always they've always underachieved. Uh, like they had played one final, one World Cup final, back in 2010, I believe,
Ten.
when Spain won,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
and like uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but they did not reach any final, or if I could say semi-final of any major tournament so far, right?
In recent
Having
times, I think they won the Euros in 1980s. I think 84 or 88 edition. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
not.
is back then.
Yes. So recently they have
Yeah,
been.
yeah. I mean,
Yes.
after 2010, when their golden
Yes.
generation came, they are having, they are keep on producing some good talent over the period, but they are yet to sustain such tournaments with a good finish, right? Either a semi-final or a final finish, or winning that trophy. But they are definitely a side to look forward, and if I start with, I will let you take over midfield and forward option. So I'll just start with the goalkeeper and defense. So goalkeeping options, I would personally select Verbruggen because I have seen him in Brighton. He has played very few games though, but he was good, and same goes to Flecken. I mean, there is nothing much to differentiate between these three gentlemen in the
I
goalkeeping
think Coman
department.
has said that Verbruggen is his first choice goalkeeper.
Yeah,
In one
correct.
of the press
Maybe that's
conferences,
why.
so he came out and said that. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can
Maybe that's
talk
why.
about it. Hmm.
Correct, correct, correct. And when it comes to defense, like Van Dijk selects himself, right? You don't need anyone to tell you otherwise. Like Van Dijk is there. You have when Dave Win is there, who is in Tottenham Hotspur, and I still remember like he was hyped so much back when he got transferred to Tottenham, right? And he started some games really well, but towards the end of the season, I guess he faded away or something like that. Or Spurs as a team, as a whole, defensive unit crumbled.
Yes,
But
more that than him individually not being that good. I think it was a team
correct, correct,
thing. But
correct,
he's very
correct.
good.
So
True, true.
yeah, even Leverage is very good. Daily Blind, he was a I can say brilliant footballer. Like he does not have that your physicality. He does not have that your pace, or he's not even that fast. but the sense of defending and the sense of position he has, so that makes him a very good player. And Delete is there, so Delete might be wanting to prove a point in front of the world because of this high profile transfer back in 2 3 years back to Juventus. Then from there shifted to Bayern Munich, and even in Bayern Munich he is not that regular, I believe. So yeah, I mean he has a point to prove. And then you have Nathan Ake. I mean that guy shifted from center back to left back, and even made that place permanent for himself. Who do you select? Dumfries is there, Frimpong is there, Matson is there. Like these are very big names. Who do you select along with Van Dijk is going to be a headache for Ronald Koeman. But yeah, in my opinion, you will select or he will select Van Dijk along with Delete and Daily Blend in the setup somewhere as a left back, and maybe Frimpong or Matson is there. So Dumfries is definitely a right back, so he will select himself there. But again, we'll have to see. What about you? What do you think about midfield and forward option, or if you have anything for the defense?
So, firstly, one of their players has been withdrawn from the tournament. His name is not listed here. His name is Frankie
Hmm.
De Jong, and he's going to be a
Yeah,
huge miss for them.
correct,
So, as a fan, I've been watching him not very regularly, but whenever I've watched him, he always divides opinion in terms of how good or how normal of a player he is. So I've never
correct,
heard he's a
correct,
bad player, but at times he's overhyped or at times he's underrated. So that kind of thing. But from what I have seen in the last two tournaments from Netherlands, he is very important for them, and he is going to be a big miss. And Ian Madsen, Champions League finalist, he is the replacement player. So they decided to replace him with the left back. Now they have a lot of good defenders here, as you already mentioned. I think the list of the centre backs mentioned here is the best amongst the whole in Euros. In terms of the all the
agree.
squads, I think the quality of centre backs they have is second to none,
Yeah,
and they will be playing four at the back, so only two of them will be selected, and Van Dijk is the captain, so only one of him will partner Van Dijk. So that will be interesting to see. And
correct.
in midfield options, Gravenberch had a very okay season with Liverpool. He was a new signing. He was settling in. He was once
Hmm.
a very like talked about talent in when he was in Ajax, and the move to Bayern Munich did not like it was not fruitful for him. So
Hmm.
he moved to Liverpool last season, and he had an okay season. He looks good in some areas, and sometimes he looks very lost. So uh, it will be interesting season for him when the new manager, also a Dutch manager, coming in. So he might be able to get the best of him. Then Xavi Simons is another young player. So, like we talked about Zarai Emery, Xavi Simons is another young, very good, talented player, and I'm looking forward to some background noise. Okay. Sorry. So Xavi Simons, I'm looking forward to see more of him because I've only watched him on YouTube highlights and all the hype around him. So I cannot be very sure, but he must be a very good player because he's linked with most of the top clubs. Then Van Aldum is there. Yeah, he's a very like ever-present player in this team. He plays. He is a very versatile player, so he plays different roles for this team. In 2018, in 2021 Euros, he was one of their attacking midfielders who used to go, who makes late runs into the box. So I don't know what role will he get in this team. He can also play deep, as seen when he was playing for Liverpool. And in terms of forward options, uh, Depay has returned. He was, I think, unfit for some part of the season. He was not a regular there, and so I think Morata and Griezmann were the preferred choices. But he has returned, and he is a very key player for Netherlands. He always tends to do well for Netherlands, which is very good for them. his club form is sort of irrelevant when it comes to his performance for Netherlands. And the other options they have is Cody Gakpo. Uh, I think they will play one of them on the wing, so Gakpo can play on the left hand side. And from what I have seen in their tournaments, I mean the pre-season friendlies, I mean pre-tournament friendlies, Frimpong instead of playing right back has been shifted to the right wing. So that is something which they are looking to, that one position is up for grabs, I guess. And apart from that, in terms of backups, in terms of forward, Malin, uh, again, Champions League finalist. I'm not sure it was there in the 11 or in the from he came on from the bench or not. And Weghorst, like last World Cup, was it the last World Cup where he produced some magical free kick moment, right?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
so yes, I mean the bench strength is also there, and they should qualify from this group. I think that
Yeah,
will be a first priority for them. And if they can, let's say, come out of the group undefeated, it will be a big achievement in terms of confidence boost which they will get if France cannot defeat them, let's say. So I will be looking forward to those kinds of things. So yeah, I think, and if even if France beats them, they would expect to beat the other two teams and qualify.
yeah, exactly. Yes, yes.
They are
I am
ranked
hoping.
seven, by the way. I checked, so just to inform the audience,
What is the rank?
seven.
7. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I am also expecting them to qualify for the next round. So let's see. Hoping for the best tournament for them. Yeah. Moving on to number 25. FIFA is Austria, and the manager is very well known manager. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't know Ralph Ragnick, right? So yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, let's start with you. So what about you? How do you feel looking at this team?
So, like, I'm trying to build some, excitement for the tournament, and Austria is one team that has come out as one of the potential dark horses. But the
Yeah.
only thing in terms of they are unlucky in terms of the group in which they are. So if
Okay.
they get out of the group, then maybe that dark horse tag can then we can see that how far they can take that tag, and they definitely can cause an upset in the group. But I'm not sure against which team that might come because look at their form as well. So Turkey is a very bona fide dark horses from a lot of tournaments, and they have
Correct.
just
Correct.
dismantled them in recent friendlies, 6-1. Then they have also defeated Germany, and so they are a team in form.
Croatia.
Croatia as well, yes, yes, yes. So they are a team in form, and when we look at these players, I think as we discussed before, David Alba is a huge miss for them. He
Yeah.
plays a different role for them as well. We have seen him in midfield trying to control the game from the center because he is their best player. So that is, I mean, he's also the captain. I mean, he's not there right now, so but that will be he will be missed by them. And just because of that, I still think that other two teams are stronger than them, and they will be able to get through.
Yeah.
And some of the names here, Kevin Danso is one who has been recently in news in terms of links with some other top teams. And I'll just like we should just move on to the midfield because I think the defense area is some decent players who play for like decent teams, but no big names, and the only big name is injured, so that is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. Okay. Okay. From
Midfield.
midfield, you start with Sabitzer, right? Again, Champions League finalist, a known, very well known name to fans like us, right? A very short stint with Manchester United has earned him a good name in Premier League in England, by the way. So yeah, and he performed really well for Borussia Dortmund in this Champions League campaign, and he's one of their most experienced players. So I if not Alaba, I am feeling that I have a feeling that he will be leading the team, and he's a good player. So him and Baumgartner is there. Lamar is there. Um,
Lamar was
Schmidt is
very good
there.
in that match versus Madrid when he was
Correct.
marking. I mean, not exactly marking, but when he was given the responsibility of taking on this thing, Vinicius Junior. So I was very impressed by how beautifully he reads the game.
Yeah, correct, definitely. And again, Schmidt is there, Friedel is there. So these players having European experience, some European football experience, will definitely be gonna helpful for Austria. And in forward line, I guess Arnautovic will be starting, right? Who uh, we Premier League fans always, have a feeling that he will be coming back to Premier Leagues or some other way. And he keeps on coming in international football. Also, in the last tournament, he keeps on coming and scoring a goal. He has a very good persona for a striker, and good striker. I actually rated him as a very good striker back then when he was playing in Premier League,
Stoke
right?
City, he
So
was at Stoke City, right?
sorry.
He was at Stoke City, right?
Not to which I remember him playing for one of West Ham or Burnley. I
West Ham. It would be West Ham then,
West
I think.
Ham, yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, correct. And then you have Weimann. Again, this guy was there in uh, Premier League for a brief period of time, and I remembered he's a very pacey player. He has got a good pace, and for because of that, he used to make some trouble in the backlines of defenses of big clubs also. So I remember him from there. Other than that, I really don't know, or I'm really not aware. But again, they are playing for some of the European club like Patrick Wimmer. I've heard about him, but he was
Hmm.
he was in Wolfsburg from
Yes, yes,
back
yes,
then.
yes.
So only two things which goes in their favor, according to me, is their recent form and is their manager, who is a well-known personality in world football. Even Jurgen Klopp calls him, professor, and they like him to kill. They used to learn a lot from this guy. So maybe hoping for a miracle or something. But this group will definitely need a good clash between these three teams: Austria, France, and Netherlands. Yeah,
So one interesting thing about Andreas Weimann that he is Austrian, but he has spent whole of his career in England, like in all English teams. So he has played for a lot of English teams, but like I don't think he has played for an Austrian team once he moved to England. I think
yeah.
his majority of his career has been spent here. So in three or four clubs in Premier League, then in Championship also. And
Okay.
just to mention name Florian Grillitz, the Hoffenheim midfielder listed here. So I have recently signed him on Football Manager, and he looks very good.
Okay.
So these kind of
Okay.
players I really look forward to.
So these football managers kind of games, bring you some hidden gems, and when you watch
True, true, true,
these games live, right, then you come to know that the hype which they have got in the game itself is correct or
yes,
not. Yeah,
true,
yeah,
true.
definitely a player to watch. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Then the last team of the group, Poland, and yeah, let's start with goalkeeping and defense, or if you want, you take midfield or forward position and just say what you are looking at some big
Yeah,
names.
so I'll just take the midfield and forward positions. Yeah, so the biggest name in terms of the star name we can say is Robert Lewandowski, and I hope he is fit. I think in one of the pre-tournament friendlies he was injured. I really hope he
Mm,
is fit because if he's not fit, then they are in a lot of trouble. Because
correct.
when he is playing, even then I think they have very less chances of doing well. So in that sense, if he's not fit, then I mean he's their talisman, And
correct.
at the age of I think 36, 37, he's still going strong. He's a regular for Barcelona as well, and he just needs a like half a chance, and he's going to score. So when he's playing, at least all the teams or all the defenders would be on their toes in terms of marking him. And if he's not there, then it makes it easy for other teams to defend against him. And Piatek is also, I think, facing the same issues in terms of fitness. He has been around a lot of teams in Europe. Right now, he's in Turkey as listed here. But
Just
he's another player that, I mean, at one time he was linked with a lot of top clubs, but it did not quite work out from him in that sense. Then we
just one thing.
have, yes, yes,
Just one thing. So you talked about Christoph Piatek, right? He's currently in Turkey, but when he was in Milan, I guess AC Milan, I somehow wanted him to sign for United. Manchester United.
okay, okay.
Back then, I have not seen him after that stint with AC Milan because I don't know where he left. But back then he was so good, was so lethal in front of the goal. So yeah, I mean, go ahead. Yeah,
Then we have Jakub Moder from Brighton. Now he is not like a very regular player for them. He is always there in their squad and comes on from the bench at times and makes some appearances, but I'm not really sure. Then who else is there? Grosicki and Zelensky again. They have been there for a very long time. I think Grosicki is a like very aged player in terms of like senior players they have. So a lot of senior players in this team. Zelensky again, Napoli did not have a very good season, but again for Poland he has been there for quite a while, and he's a very solid, consistent player. But yes, I mean, other options, you can take the defensive options and goalkeeping options then.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing much to discuss because they have listed only seven defenders, right? And if four are to be selected, then uh, the names which I know is Bednarek from Southampton, Kiwior from Arsenal, and Kiwior did not get much playing time in Arsenal this season, right? So he'll be definitely picked up, and he's a good player. So yeah, I mean, I have heard about Salomon as well. Salomon from Lech Poznan. Uh, I don't know where, but I have heard about him. He's a good player. And in goalkeeping options, I don't think other two gets a chance in front of Chesney. So he starts very well.
He's
And
also
I
heading to Saudi Arabia, right? I mean, I
who?
heard some things, Chesney.
Yeah, Chesney is linked with the Saudi club. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Before wrapping up this group, I will just say that I expect Poland to uh, beat or draw or bring an upset to one of these three teams, and I don't know why, but I'm getting this feeling, and
If
that
Lewandowski is fit, then I think that is a
they can
nice
do it.
thing.
Yes, yes, they can do it. So let's
And
see.
you were talking, sorry, just 1 second. You were talking about the defenders, right? So seven defenders. So I think from which website I have like copied this team, they have listed Frankowski as a midfielder, but I think he's a right back or a right wing back. So I think that is why he's been listed as a midfielder. So
Okay.
I think he will be their starting right back because for Lons he has done really well last season, and when
Hmm.
they qualified for Champions League. So I think that will be the right back.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Uh, So next is our group E, and before that, I guess we can wrap this part up, and we'll be breaking it down one group at a time, right? So we have two more groups to go, guys. Please stay tuned. We will be coming back with a third episode of this Euro 2024 preview with another group, and yeah, let's meet in the next video. Hope you have liked this, and let us know in the comment section what went wrong, what went right. If you have liked the content, Anosh, by the way, has prepared this PPT. Did you like it? Let us know in the comments, right? And yeah, Like the video, share the channel, and subscribe with the bell button on. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Anosh.
Thank you.